Hello and welcome to Exploring the Mysteries of Finding Aids, a tutorial. When you've completed this tutorial, you will be familiar with finding aids, one of the main ways archives provide information about their collections. You'll be familiar more specifically with the system that we use at the University of Louisville to provide online access to our finding aids. Finding aids can help you with your research in a few ways. First, they provide descriptive information that can help you determine if the collection described might help you answer your question. Second, they provide information about what specific parts of the collection might be the most helpful. And third, they provide context for the materials in the collection, which can help you interpret individual documents, photographs, reports, etc. that the collection contains. I'm going to use the Lois Morris Papers finding aid as an example as we explore these functions. If you're not familiar with our catalog, check out our tutorial, Searching the Archives Catalog, for an introduction and tips. Here, I'm just going to search for Morris. And you can see that some descriptive information is available in the results list, which may help you determine which finding aids you're even potentially interested in looking at. So this is the first step of determining if a collection might be helpful. And this is the finding aid. Click on See More to expand the scope and content note. A scope and content note tells you what's in the collection, what kind of materials are in it, what formats, what topics are covered, what people are represented, what organizations are covered, things like that. The finding aid should also tell you the dates of the materials in the collection. So in this case, they date between 1920 and 1988. There will also be notes if there are any special circumstances about using the collection for research. Those are called conditions governing access notes, or reusing it in publications and the like. Those are conditions governing use notes. And you can see that there is a conditions governing use note in this case. There should also be an extent note to tell you how big the collection is. Remember, a small but focused collection may be as much help as a large, wide-ranging one. Just something to bear in mind. Under Additional Description, you should see a biographical or historical note. This can help you in a couple of ways. First, if you don't know much about the person or organization whose papers or records these are, this information can help you assess if the material might be relevant to your research, if they fall within the parameters of what you're looking for. But it's also helpful to know about the creator's biography or history as you work with their materials. It's helpful to know their story so you can take this into account as you interrogate and interpret their papers and records. Another helpful source of information about the collection as you delve deeper. On the right-hand side of the screen, you may see listings of either series or folders. In this case, they're series. If you click and drag this bar, you can resize the column so you can see the full entries, the full titles. So these are series. Series are groupings of materials that are related by function, format, or subject, and we use them to help you find your way in and through larger collections. Some of our collections have hundreds of boxes in them. You really don't want to go through every box, so we use these to help your work be more efficient. Each series should have its own scope and content note. And this gives information specifically about the series. So you can delve a little deeper and see if it still seems like it might be helpful. In this case, we also have subseries. And what you see listed below the subseries level here are folder titles. So these are the titles of folders in a box or in boxes. One caveat: clicking on the folder title will normally not actually get you a description of the contents of the folder. Unfortunately, we can't describe most collections at this level since it would be so time-consuming. We have to choose between describing just a few collections in great detail or describing many collections with less detail. But we hope there's enough for you to get started between the series information, the higher level collection information, and then the folder titles themselves. If a folder title sounds at all promising, I generally recommend taking a look at it. That's the treasure hunt that is part of historical research. There is some helpful information in the folder entry, though. You can see here that the Lyman Johnson correspondence folder is located in box 2. So if you're really particularly interested in Lyman Johnson, you can just ask for box 2 and you can go right to what you need, what you want. So if you find something that looks helpful, the next step is to contact us and either schedule an appointment to come in and take a look in person or to inquire about it through virtual reference. To make an appointment and register as a researcher, go to our homepage, which you can access from the footer of any finding aid. And we have information about preparing for your visit, registering as a researcher, and then making an appointment. To inquire through virtual reference, email us at archives@louisville.edu or call us at 502-852-6752 with your questions. Thank you and good luck with your research.